So when a friend of ours that started working with us, Bill Millett, actually knew Vince from the 70s, and he had already kind of heard some girls in Tejano, and he was like, I don't know, my voice doesn't feel like it's compatible. I don't feel like it's compatible. When he heard my stuff, he was like, that's the girl I want to record with. So next thing I know, I'm recording with Vince Gill. And that's my mom's favorite country singer of all time.
Yeah.
And she used to tell me, Mija, you're going to record with Vince Gill. I'm like, sure, Mom. Okay.
Asústame one time.
Okay, Mom,
right?
sure. And she like spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
It's like, and it happened. But what I was going to tell you was I planned on doing a country album. But when I went to Sony, I went to meet with the head of Sony Nashville, the man that was the head of Sony Nashville. And Mom and Dad and I walk into this humongo office, dude. You know, it's not like what we're used to.
Yeah.
It was like, holy crap, where in the hell are we?
And at 5'2", I mean.
Yeah, I was only 5 feet.
Okay.
So unless you're talking about Mom, 4'9".
Yeah.
Okay, 4'9".
La Snooky Senior.
Yeah, 4'9" right there. So we walk in, y'all, and you know, he's like, we're introduced. He's like, yeah, well, I hear you recorded with Vince. Vince speaks very highly of you, and I'm like, thanks, great. Then he sits back and he's like, well, what can you tell me about this Emilio guy? But like with an attitude, dude. And I was like, Emilio? Our Emilio? And he's like, Emilio, I go, Navaira? He's like, yeah. And he goes, I don't know what his exact words were, but in a nutshell, it was like, what makes him think he can do country music? Okay. And I swear to you, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Because you're talking about my brother. Okay. You're talking about someone I knew since I was 10 years old. And I will protect my own till my last breath. So I was like, well, let me ask you a question, Mr. Johnson. Who's your A artist here? And he's like, well, Alan Jackson. I'm like, I'm sorry, but Alan Jackson cannot do not only country music, but mariachi, ranchera, cumbia, rock, and he's not as handsome as Emilio. And I mean, I just remember going off, dude. So that kind of there went my chances for doing country and with Sony Nashville. But I didn't care because I was so mad. Like, I swear, like, I got chills. The hair in the back of my neck stood up. I was just like,
well, there you go back to.
I was like, don't talk about my brother. It was like,
there you go back to what I said a while ago. There's dumbasses in the industry.
But I was like, hey, Emilio wasn't there to defend himself, but I was.
Yeah.
So
well, Emilio ended up recording an album.
He did.
Ended up touring
and he
with
did
Alan
really
Jackson.
well. And he did well.
Yeah, he did well.
So I'm like, see, and okay. But, you know, I mean, as long as, you know, because even though it wasn't me and it was still my brother, I mean, that's still success for me. That's still success for us. That's how I see it. I think if one of us does well, we all do well. That's at least the mentality that I've always had is, you know, I'm my own competition. I don't worry about nobody, what nobody's doing. I want everyone to prosper in what we do.
And you don't want to follow. You want to lead.
Absolutely.
You want to pave your own road.
I've set out as a little girl. You know, I remember standing at the Tejano Music Awards at age 10. Dude, I was at the bottom of the stairs watching Laura Canales walk by me constantly accepting awards, and I was like, man, that's a legacy right there.
Yeah.
You know? And I thought, I want to have my own legacy. So that's why now, you know, I call it the LMD legacy, which is Little Miss Dynamite. You know, legacy is really what I've worked for. I built it in my own way. I know that I've contributed to Tejano music in my own way, and I've never set out to prove anything to anyone. It's like what you see is what you get, and you know, you can take it or leave it.
And you're in a business that women have to work a lot harder than a man.
Yeah. But you know, the girls now, they have it a little bit easier than we did.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to say so, and even easier than what the women before me had. You know, I mean, because like I remember hearing females only like once every 2 hours on radio.
Yeah.
And now, you know, with the internet and everything, you know, you hear women all the time.
Yeah.
And now with social media, there's a free platform that you can use to promote yourself.
Yes, yeah.
And we didn't have that. We were old school. We were like, we had to send a single out. We were stuffing envelopes, dude, licking the envelopes and mailing them out or taking them, driving.
To reels, you know,
driving it out there. Yeah. But as far as the bullshit comments that we get, we still get those.
Oh,
we still get them.
But those are good too.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like when men try to be like cochinos with girls and stuff. I mean,
like Johnny Canales a little while
ago.
They don't.
Mírame así en los ojos y dime cómo se llama.
En ganas de besarte.
¿Qué? A ver.
Ganas de besarte.
Tengo ganas de besarte.
Sí, tengo ganas de besarte, sí.
Sí, no, hombre, cállate la boca.
A ver.
Qué bárbaro. Hombre. Y yo de Rob están.
They don't do that. They don't do that with
Mírame
me.
en los ojos y dime el title de la
I
song.
know.
Tengo
My
ganas de
goodness.
besarte. Ahora sí, así.
Ay, no,
así.
cochino Johnny.
And then you turn around like you
I'm
said.
like,
turn
no.
around,
I'm like, no, dude.
And then you push him like, oh.
That's why I say nobody tells me nothing now. But I think there's a respect level there for me, and I've kind of had to set that line in the sand and say, hey, look, I don't cross here, you don't cross here. We can be cool, but. You know, I will throw punch you, man, in a heartbeat. So I don't take it. I'm sorry.
You pushed Johnny. That it was a nice little tap, but
yeah, I was still respecting my elders.
yeah.